people have been so hard on you, which I don't get. I really don't. I think ever since you've come into office, things are really looking up. Gas is up, rent is up, food is up, everything.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Trevor Noah at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. As you saw in the very beginning of this video, this is a room full of people, really well-to-do, upper crust society out there in Washington, D.C., that think that it's really funny that you are dealing with serious inflation. You go to the grocery store, things are costing an arm and a leg, your firstborn child, everything you own, stocks, bonds, Social Security number, whatever you have to sell, you got to sell that to be able to buy a bag of rice and a can of beans. You understand? It's getting really, really expensive, and they think that it's just hilarious. Okay, you got wars going on, inflation going on, and inflation impacts not just grocery store goods, food, and whatnot. You're talking about housing, vehicles, cell phones, whatever you can buy, inflation is touched, but to them it's hilarious. And quite a few things are hilarious to them that shouldn't really be. And now I see why Trump didn't go to the dinner for his whole time in office. There was a joke written about that because Biden did go up and crack a few jokes talking about, this is the first time a president's been at the White House Correspondents' Dinner in 6 years because there was 4 years of a plague followed by 2 years of the bug, meaning Trump didn't, you see what I'm saying? It's like, great. But I see why Trump didn't want to go to it, because that same room would be the people that were at the dinner when he was there. So it's just hateful. It's mean. They're not really on the same page with Trump. What's the point in going? But now they're on the same page with Biden, although you get the country just falling apart all around them. Now, before I go too far into what I'm going to say, let's watch a couple of these. This is going to be an extended version of what you saw in the very beginning. And then this is going to be kind of a montage from Now This. And I think Now This is more of a left-wing operation. So they're going to put out the more favorable clips, or what they think is favorable, but we're going to talk about it. And if you want to see these clips without my commentary, the links will be in the description box below. Let's check it out.
So can I just say, I think everyone will agree that it's actually nice to once again have a president who's not afraid to come to the White House Correspondents' Dinner and hear jokes about himself. I'll be honest. If you didn't come, I totally would have understood. Yeah, because these people have been so hard on you, which I don't get. I really don't. I think ever since you've come into office, things are really looking up. Gas is up, rent is up, food is up, everything.
But who's actually going hard on Joe Biden, really, aside from like a Fox or a Newsmax or people like myself and other people that create content on the internet, alternative media? Who's actually going hard at Joe Biden? It's not the alphabet letter organizations, ABC, NBC, CNBC, MS-13, DNC, et cetera. It's not them. So who? Just me and a handful of other guys? Not really Trevor Noah either. Not really. He'll say a few things here and there, but he pretty much has a vanilla approach. So here's the caption for the Now This video. It says, The Daily Show host Trevor Noah roasted everyone from Fox News host and Republican leaders to President Biden himself at the 2022 White House Correspondents' Dinner. Here are some of his quote-unquote best jokes.
I stood here tonight and I made fun of the President of the United States, and I'm going to be fine.
Now, this was a good point. He was saying, actually, I agree with Trevor Noah here. Surprise, surprise, I do agree with Trevor Noah occasionally. You know what they say, broken clock is always right twice a day. But anyway, what he was saying is that you can tell jokes about the president and not get sent to the gulag, not get sent to the penitentiary. You can do that in America, at least for now. Hopefully that doesn't change in the future.
I'm going to be fine, right?
Okay, let's get on with it.
It is my great honor to be speaking tonight at the nation's most distinguished super spreader event. No, for real, people, what are we doing here? Let's be honest, what are we doing? Did none of you learn anything from the gridiron dinner? Nothing.
Here was a good one as well, because he's talking about how, they keep talking about slow the spread, flatten the curve, wear the mask, all this, that, and the third. But here you are, nobody has any masks on, y'all elbow to elbow in this room. So I guess that whole thing is out the window. I guess now the science has changed. Although before this event, like maybe a year ago, they would say believe the science and don't have an event like this. Now they say the science has changed. Well, if you have to believe the science, how can you also say the science has changed? You see what I'm saying? Like one day I might say, hey, you know what? I'm 45 years old. The next day I say, hey, I'm 87. Hey, the science has changed, man. It's like, well, I mean, you didn't know how old you were. I mean, at a certain point, this stuff is kind of stupid. And I'm glad that he pointed it out.
Huh? Like, do you read any of your own newspapers? I mean, I expect this from Sean Hannity, but the rest of you, what are you doing here? I mean, Dr. Fauci dropped out.
And he did. And did.
That should have been a pretty big sign. Fauci thought it was too dangerous to come tonight. Pete Davidson thinks it's okay. And we all went with Pete. Okay. All right, then. Now, for those who don't know me, my name is Trevor Noah, and I'm really honored to be here, honestly. Because you could have picked any comedian. You could have invited anyone, but you went with the South African variant. Very on theme. I appreciate that. Just chill. We're celebrating. We're out. Get comfortable. Not too comfortable, Jeffrey Toobin. Not too comfortable. And by the way, give it up for Kirsten Sinema. Whoever thought we'd see the day in American politics when a senator could be openly bisexual but closeted Republican?
Of course, you got to have, shots like that. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of what they do at the correspondence dinner. They don't really like conservatives. It's a very, very liberal crowd. You're in D.C., you got Hollywood elites, you got Trevor Noah. I think I saw not Jamie Foxx. It was Chris Tucker in the crowd. I think he said Pete Davidson. You got a really liberal crowd in the house at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Huh? That's progress. That's progress. And yes.
Is that Jeff Bezos? I think it was. Let's go back a little bit. Is that him? I can't really tell. Maybe all bald-head white guys look the same. That could be Professor Xavier or Jeff Bezos. I have no idea, but let's keep on going.
And yes, it is risky making jokes these days. I mean, we all saw what happened at the Oscars. I've actually been a little bit worried about tonight. I won't lie. I was like, what if I make like a really mean joke, about like Kellyanne Conway, and then her husband rushes up on the stage and thanks me.
That was okay. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
We all stay calm. There's many big names here tonight. Yeah, one of my favorites, Ron DeSantis, is here. Yeah. Oh man, I'm actually surprised that he found the time. He's been so busy trying to outmaneuver Trump for 2024. I see you, Ron. I see you, Flair.
I'm surprised he's actually there. Shout out to him. He's everywhere. DeSantis is the front runner, really, and they know it. They know it, but it's going to be kind of hard to attack DeSantis same way they attacked Trump because they emptied out all the whole magazine of things they could do to Trump. Not literal bullets, obviously, YouTube, censors, Google moderation team. But I'm talking about all things they could lob at Trump or any politician. They just put out there. So they have an empty magazine now. They can't really do too much, in my opinion. They'll try.
Yeah, I've seen what you've been doing. Blaming Trump for the lockdowns, distancing yourself from the vaccines that Trump created with his own two hands. Nobody knew how to make vaccines until I made them. Beautiful, beautiful vaccines. Nobody knew how. Not even Fauci. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having me here. I was a little confused about why me, but then I was told that you get your highest approval ratings when a biracial African guy is standing next to you. So,
there you go. Talking about Obama, of course. That was a good one.
So let me just say, Joe, I'm glad that I could do my part. And hopefully this will work. I'm not actually him. I just did the voice. Think of all the journalists whose careers have been hurt by the Biden presidency. People like Daniel Dale. He used to be CNN's star fact checker on TV every day. But now, there's barely anything to check.
Oh, of course not, because you guys ain't going to check anything he says. He could say anything. He could go in there and say that the moon made of cheese, and you'd be like, yep, moon made of cheese. And if you try to say that it's not made of cheese, then they'll attack you for trying to say that it's not. So nah, ain't nothing to fact check no more. Fact checking, that ain't nothing but political opposition. Just like with the whole thing with Facebook, they came out and admitted that their fact check is just really opinion. So if your post gets removed or your video gets flagged, taken down, you get demonetized or whatever on Facebook, just know that it was just really a matter of opinion for the most part. All right, so there you have it. Those are some of the so-called highlights from the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And of course, Biden said a few words himself. If you want to see Biden's remarks, I'll try to link to the full thing and or some clips in the description. But that's that. I mean, there were some things in there he said that made sense, but a lot of it, like even at the end, he was talking about, oh, you guys, speaking about the media, you guys are the last bastion of hope. You guys got to preserve democracy. Just ridiculous stuff. See, stuff like that, it was just really cringe. And of course, these things are cringe, which is why Trump didn't go throughout his presidency. He knows what it is. We know what it is as well. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what Trevor Noah said in the clips I showed? Have you seen more clips? Whatever your thoughts on the whole situation are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. No fan of the White House Correspondents' Dinner. There were some things in there that made sense and some things that didn't. But overall, I got the feeling of softball jokes, not really attacking too hard, being nice and kind and soft in the way that they would not be against the opposition, because that's how they do. Passive aggressive. That's just really what the left has become, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I think that's why people are starting to leave the left and do different things, because they're seeing the hypocrisy and the ridiculous nature of that particular political party. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.